It's just too easy for people who are looking at this from the outside to go, we got to get rid of the death penalty. It's as American as apple pie and the flag. It's a norm. You're up against 400 plus years of history of entrenchment where the norm, the American mindset is kill them. This country has always loved to punish people. Over 19,000 Americans from colonial America today have been put to death in this country. You know, we've released 191 people who were innocent, and they weren't released because of this system, they were released in spite of it. Any country that has the death penalty and uses it can never be good on human rights. The principles of tolerance, diversity, respect, dignity, rights. Most people in this country have never heard of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. They couldn't even tell you what their own human rights are. There is no such thing as a lesser person. We either fundamentally believe that, or we make excuses why people can be abused, targeted, and killed with our approval or indifference. Because the most fundamental right that anybody in this world has is the right to a life with dignity. It's not just the right to life, it's the right to life with dignity. And when the state sentences people to death, it is a process of physical and psychological terror and torture which debases, degrades, and dehumanizes people and subjects them to abuse before they're killed. And that is a far cry from upholding anybody's dignity. It's arguably one of the most systemically racist institutions in the United States today, bar none. And anybody who supports the death penalty, and I mean political people, not average people that may not know about the death penalty, but if you're a politician and you keep supporting the death penalty as if you're tough on crime, you might as well put a sign around your neck that says, I'm a racist, because that's what the death penalty is. It is a war against the poor and overwhelmingly a class war against people of color, overwhelmingly.
How does that met out?
You know, African Americans go to death row for killing African Americans the way whites go to death row for killing whites. But white people who are found guilty of crimes against African Americans, homicides, rarely go to death row. They may go to prison. They may go to prison for the rest of their lives, but they're not going to be executed overwhelmingly. But in a death penalty state, if a person of color is convicted of a homicide against a white person, look out, because statistics bear it out state by state by state. They are X amount of times more likely to go to death row in that state because of the skin color of their victim who may have been white. It's just the reality of this country. We are a racist, brutally racist country still. We lived with slavery for 246 years. We lived with segregation for 89 years. Women didn't get the right to vote in this country until 1920. How can this country be good on other social justice issues globally or internally if most people aren't bothered by the fact that we're killing people in the name of the law, making mistakes and using skin color to justify it? It's mind-boggling where we're at here in 2023. It's mind-boggling.